to his house. He had been left about 4 o'clock in the morning. We went and brought him to the prison gate and performed our ceremonies.
In February 1951, the election was called. Gbedemah organised the CPP campaign. The prison graduates drummed home Nkrumah's slogans. We prefer self-government with danger to servitude in tranquility. Above all, there was one clear demand: self-government now. Self-government now. The CPP campaigned in a new way.
They were prepared to sleep on verandas with the boys, popularly called veranda boys, because most of them were sleeping in verandas at the time. And when they went out to the villages, they trucked down together, sang their songs, drank palm wine in street bars, street corners with them, and virtually were prepared to throw their lot in with them at all times, at all places. Now this, Dankwa and others were not prepared to do. No, indeed, would they have been proved honest if they had attempted to do it, because it just didn't suit them. It wasn't in their character, it wasn't in their makeup, and they could not pretend to be with them in those directions without exposing their own hypocrisy.
The British believed they had introduced an electoral system that would favour the elite. In the country areas, members were to be chosen by the chiefs. In the towns, by one man, one vote. Election day was February the 8th.
I remember that night very clearly, even after 30 years. The crowds were milling on what is now, well, it was the old polo ground. There were thousands of people there waiting anxiously for the results. At about soon after midnight, the final results were known, and the CPP had won by a large majority. And the late Mr. Salloway, who was then the Chief Secretary, called me and said, Mr. Gbedemah, you must tell your people. So I, quite unprepared, I stood up and I said, now, at long last, the people of this country have spoken the language which the imperialists understand, the language of the ballot box. We have won this election. And the roars which came from the thousands still rings in my ears.
To the dismay of the British, the prison graduates swept the board. But Nkrumah was in jail, with another 2 years to serve of his sentence. The governor faced a difficult decision. Nkrumah had flouted the law and had been found guilty. Should he release Nkrumah and reward the man who had unleashed positive action, or keep him in jail and risk riots and the prospect of a government guided from a prison cell? Arden Clark finally decided that Nkrumah should be released from prison at 1 o'clock on Monday the 12th of February 1951.
We had an excellent view, as my office was just across the road from the James Fort prison. In fact, we had quite a bundle of the world press up there. We were amazed, all of us, to see how quickly the streets filled. It was an extremely moving scene.